Shit. Penny Hardaway had to go hit 31 minutes.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. Hollywood Peoples. Let's get it. Let me talk to him. Yeah. Pistols up in the air. Yeah. Pistols up and they flare. 50 dump and I heat them up. Lift them out of that chair. 100 rounds in that drum clip. Couple pounds in that trunk sit. Few G's in that new V. Gun it down in that front flip. Fresh out and I'm back home. Chest out and I back home. Best route, get your vest out. Few hits in that back yard. New bitch in that cash home. Hit my jack for that fast loan. Pay your back of that 80 flat. 2 clicks in that mask ho. Back to serving them fiends though. Back to earning that green ho. Carnivore for that audible. Bullet fly with that beam though. Bullet ride on that C-so. Back out and I lean low. Fast out to that trap house. Mac out in that thing. Black out with my team, no. We prepared and we all here. Them triggers pressing your niggas straight. Spell of death in that warfare. Couple texts and they all share. Air holes in that front nose. Double clipping that rubber grip. Get the pistol now, dump those and we got it. Ain't no stopping them 100 niggas with guns on them. We don't wanna crawl from them. Nigga, let it blow. Ain't no stopping the 100 shells from one direction. My homie strapped, I hope you crawl away. My nigga, let it go. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air, yeah. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air, yeah. Pistols up in the air. Ain't no blocking these 100 rounds. Ain't no watching, we cut them down. Crunch time when I dump mine. Ain't no stopping, we running town. 16 in that black block. Shit mean on that back block. Drug wars with them drug laws and them bitches fiend for that crack rock. Coke fiends in that white bitch. Don't lean in that slight itch. All over this cold green. I done sold dreams for that right bitch. 38 be my best friend. 30 waiting that West End. Dead cop when that leg pop. Headshot with your vest in. Smith and West in that waistband. Just a mess in that wasteland. Hammers ripped with the banana clips and you pray to God that they can't jam. Never that Naporetic slap. Never paid that long shit. No fear when there's folks near. We never scared of that long bit. 25 of that L shit. Couple die when them shells spit. Shout the homies that do the time when they do the crime, they don't tell shit. This the anthem that got guns. Fully Yodas and shotguns. Grip the buck, your pistol tuck. Lift it up, you got one and I'm gone. Ain't no stopping the 100 niggas with guns on them. We don't wanna crawl from them. Nigga, let it blow. Ain't no stopping the 100 shells from one direction. My homie strapped, I hope you crawl away. My nigga, let it go. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air, yeah. Pistols up in the air. Let it blow. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air, yeah. Pistols up in the air. Let it go. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air, yeah. Pistols up in the air. Let it blow. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air. Pistols up in the air.
Welcome in, y'all, to the smoke session. Having a little fun today. Talk about last night. Last night I watched some really good fights. To me, as watching the fights last night, even though they weren't like headline, well, Abdullah was a co-feature, so he still got the shine. But if you didn't watch the entire card, then you missed the gem in Janibek&Tucker, who was making a lot of noise at the middleweight division. A lot of noise. As a matter of fact, I'll be real with you. I think a lot of them guys that's up there, nah, I don't think so. I think he could be ready for one of those intern belts that people love to just parade around. Give him something like that, because if you're gonna give him a tough fight like that and put it early on the card like that, like you're definitely not promoting him like you should. He definitely had like top 3-4 performances. Top 3 performances last night. Definitely. He definitely had top 3 performances last night out of everybody. Tim Tszyu, I wasn't like, come on, man. Tim Tszyu, I know I know you ain't hype off being Joey Spencer. That's the longest reigning prospect I've seen in a long time. So I know that, like, I know Joey Spencer wasn't I know beating Joey Spencer wasn't a big deal. You definitely can't hang your hat on that. Like, even though the Australian crowd was like, he's back dissecting Joey Spencer. Like, man, like the way Joey before the towel came in, like Joey seen that shit coming and just walked away. Like, come on,
He
bro.
was pointing at it.
Word
He
of
was
mouth.
like, hold on. No. They about to throw in the towel. Just give them a minute. They looking for it.
They looking for him. So like, bro, come on, man. Like, I know you ain't got damn. Like, come on. And then Janibek, the fight was so weak. It started at in the daytime. I went to sleep on it.
Yo,
I said, this shit got me tired as hell watching this bullshit.
yeah, Janibek fight was trash, man. I'm like, bro, man, let's start to like really look at these guys because that shit didn't make no sense, man. And people like, yeah, Janibek is back and he's looking good, he's looking sharp. I was like,
Fighting fucking bum.
that.
He fighting somebody who should not be in the fucking ring with
a unified champ at that.
Word, going for a unified champ. This guy got one of the worst resumes we done seen in a long time, and he gets a title. The only thing he had good going for him is that people were saying, "Oh, he's from the Congo." Oh, so you think he's gonna be like Fa and Bacolian?
Nah, because that nigga came in with the two-tone beard, and I'm just like, yeah, that's a real turn the other cheek, motherfucker. Because when you bloody up one side, he got the good side that he could stay profiling on. So
that motherfucker came in looking like an oversized supernova. That's what the fuck he was looking like.
Exactly. I'm like, bro, man, you just don't make no sense.
No, not doing this. No, not doing this. Fucking, and I think that they may have pushed him back to try to get him either a title shot or an eliminator or another eliminator. But I thought Troy Eisen was supposed to fight on this card.
I
don't know if it was true or not, but I mean, unless they're gonna have a unification with Janibek somewhere down the line, this nigga is getting to eat. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, he's got nobody to even contend with in the IBF. Nobody. And in the WBO, that's like, you see what they gave him? That homie all the way at the bottom, bro, that just fought.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, what are you trying to sell me with Janibek at this point? I mean, what is it where's you dude's end game with trying to build Janibek for anything?
He tweeted earlier. I don't know if it was him or somebody on the team, but he tweeted, he like, y'all know who's next. No, we don't, motherfucker. Who's next? Who the fuck is next for you? We don't know. Who the fuck is next? Please tell us. We want to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like unless that was supposed to be some kind of tune-up for Adames, I don't really know because I don't know. He might be going after Lara. Who knows? I don't know. He might be going after the 41-year-old. I don't know.
Who is gonna be? Because you got the other two belts, man. So who you gonna go after?
Yeah, because you said, I mean,
there is no big money fights there for you to be screaming. There is no big money fight. You are the big money fight. So who are you fighting?
I mean, maybe a Eubanks Jr. If Eubanks Jr. walks through Conor Benn, but again, that's just for over there. That really doesn't do anything to like get American boxing fans too excited unless you're just a fan of one of these guys. But I don't see it.
So you're gonna have to go. You already from over there in Pakistan. You gonna have to go international with this.
Yeah.
Even if you fight Lara from over here, that's still an international fight. You're not. I mean, are you gonna fight Jermell Charlo or something? Get him to come up?
Maybe he's gonna go up to 68 and fight Maul. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what this dude's career is. I don't know how they moving him right now. You know, I I really don't, because he could have. I mean, if that was a stay busy fight, okay, I'll give it to you. You feel what I'm saying? But tell us definitively what happens next. You feel what I'm saying? Don't leave no open ended comments and shit like that. But this is what I wanted to say as well. This nigga Torres is trash.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Y'all don't know. I think they looked back and said, hey, somebody go talk to Jared.
Yeah. Yeah, like we gotta get Jared back in
We
order.
gotta get Jared back in the fold, man. What the fuck we gonna do?
Because we
this
can't, listen, because we cannot rely on this Torres character to try to bring heavyweight boxing back to America, because this nigga's looking like a 70s or early 80s throwback, and
he's gotta go to Bridgerweight, bro.
he went to Nick D'Artagnan school of knock shit out of you. Trust me. You go to Nick D'Artagnan school, I teach you how to put head down and wing punch. You know,
that's it. That motherfucker. Be real with you. I don't know how hard it'll be for him, but I think he needs to go to Bridgerweight. He's too short. He don't got a punch. He don't got the Mike Tyson Davis punching power to when he get there. You know what I'm saying? So,
And Guido last night, it's like, Guido, what happened to you, bro? What happened to you? Because that didn't look like the Guido dude that I seen before that put on a good showing against Efe. It's like you were just. I think you was just confused at the fact, like, what the fuck is this dude doing?
Yeah, and he's awkward. He's jumping in. He catching me with little shots. It ain't really, you know what I'm saying? But he keep catching me. And
yeah, he's like, you hit me, you motherfucker. It was the weirdest thing, because it was like, oh shit, he just caught me with that. Oh shit! All right, I gotta get that back.
I ain't like it. I was just like, because I was like, man, I'll be real with you. After Abdullah Mason, I went in the bed once I watched TV.
Yeah, I was kind of I just tried to stay around to just see what was good with Tim Tszyu. I watched Abdullah Mason. I was about to be real critical on Jahai, and then I said, you know what? Let me fall back for a minute. Let me just look at this dude's heat fight in box rec. The nigga he fought last night got as many fights. He got as many knockouts as Jahai got
fights. That's a fact.
I was like, okay, all right, then maybe I
was
a
tougher fight than Janibek, bro. He had a way tougher fight than Janibek.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, okay, because at first I was like, why are you so timid? What's going on with you, bro? Why are you fighting on the back foot? Why are you
only won a belt over there?
Yeah, I was like,
one of European belts. I think he won one of them European belts. So
yeah, he did. You feel what I'm saying? But it was more like, why are you staying on the back foot for this guy? Why are you giving him so much respect? I mean, you clearly look like you're the more talented fighter. But then I said, you know what? Just let me look. Oh, it's that power.
He was setting him up.
Knockout ability. Okay, I got you.
I was being careful. It was a 10-round fight.
Yeah,
and he was being careful, getting the rounds in, and he set traps on him, because when he stopped them, you was like, oh shit, where this come from?
Yeah. He like I was impressed with the level of maturity he showed, because maybe some younger guys would have probably seen, something after the third, fourth round that this nigga's not on my level, and would have tried to like really, really push the fight, and then got caught by that dude's power. But he just fought he fought a really good, smart fight.
He started school.
What happened?
He started schooling them.
Yeah.
He started schooling them. And then when I was watching the fight, one thing I was glad to see is that Jahai didn't lose his cool when he kept elbowing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, that's why I was like, yo, he's poised. He's coming into some maturity. He's understanding the game now. But when it come down to Abdullah, Abdullah just looked like he was having fun.
Well, yeah, Abdullah, that was a 10-round fight too.
Abdullah was like, yo, listen, this is what I do. I love what I do. Yeah, I'm in this shit. I was like, wow, this nigga Abdullah is like on another level.
Yeah.
But who was you talking about that could get the intern? You was talking about Abdullah or Jahai?
Jahai, Abdullah already got some intern belts already. I was talking about Jahai. Jahai need one of them, them damn, one of them intern belts, like them international joints.
Yeah.
He need one of them. Like, I ain't say he need one, but this, like, I seen like WCS on last night, and clearly he was telling the truth where he was like, it feels like when I ain't want to say nothing, but ever since he called out Xander, they've been, you know what I'm saying, they've been putting him behind the 8 ball like a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, they trying to slow that train down.
They want to slow that train down, like, you know what I'm saying, but you can't come straight out and do it because who his team is. His team's not gonna allow that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if as you can see, as soon as you see Jay Prince over there talking all slow to him, like, I think we're gonna have to make something happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's only so much. Jahai's what, 20, 21, 22 years old? A fucking baby. So yeah.
Yeah.
And when I seen it, I was like, okay, all right. I think he should have been later on the card. That's me. I feel like he spanked old boy. Old boy was a ringer. They probably thought he was going to get in there and make Jahai look bad.
Yeah.
Tim Bradley, coon ass, was in there trying to. I watched it with the sound off. I kept cutting it on every now and then to hear Coon Bradley, but I'm like, nigga, you need to shut up, man. You just need to shut the fuck up. Real talk. Word up.
Yeah.
Not being a hater.
Yeah, definitely. I liked when they just cut Tim Bradley off and just cut all the announcers off and just gave us what was going on in the corner.
Yeah.
Like
I said, that man was upset that young man was manhandling him. He couldn't do nothing with him. That's why he was throwing him elbows and hitting him in the back of the head. Usually Jahai go right back with it.
Yeah. But you could hear the dude's corner giving him solid advice. You feel what I'm saying? To do things to stay competitive or try to, get the edge and stuff like that. But Jahai was just shutting it down.
Too agile. I'll be real with you. He too athletic, bro.
Yeah.
He too athletic. And then when people been asking me, like, why he on the back foot so much? I'm like, he's really trying to show you that defensive, like, he's slipping all the punches, he parrying, he catching, shooting, he catching them coming in, and then he goes on the offense and shows you that brolic strength. But he knows how to fight. He knows how to fight a whole fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was most impressed with, that he definitely grew into something where he understands the game and knows that no matter what he's signing up for, an 8-round fight is 8 rounds. 10-round fight is still 10 rounds and shit like that. So, if I get him hurt, I'll finish him. But let me get some rounds in. Let me develop what I need to develop and stuff like that. It's still a 10-round fight. And he fought like he was ready for a 10-round fight. And I was like, yeah, Jahai. They gon' hate on you. They probably, I don't know who they try to stick you in there with next, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to derail Jahai so bad that they say, you know what, put him in there with Janibek.
Oh man, I hope so. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I hope so. Give him the title shot. Win or lose, goddammit. Because the nigga you just let him in the ring with didn't deserve to be in there with him.
Exactly. So
Word.
Exactly. So that's why I'm being a little facetious about it. But I was just like, you know what, man? They shitting on this nigga Jahai. They trying too hard body.
I wouldn't be surprised if moving forward, they do some bargaining shit with Top Rank and because Jahai's not getting the I mean, he's not $1 million fighter. He's making good money, but he's not $1 million fighter yet. He will be, but he's not $1 million fighter yet. He can go over to TKO, man. He love to fight. He can get 3-4 fights in the fucking year before you know it. In their ranking system, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, I feel like he could definitely go over there and do that.
Yeah, that might be something that he may need to do because it's obvious that Top Rank has a plan for some of its fighters.
Yeah,
and
like
where you are, you're what Stanionis said. I'm gonna fuck up the bag.
Yeah.
You should get a T-shirt, Jahai, that says, "Jahai, I'm gonna fuck up the bag." you feel what I'm saying? With your last name on it.
He be real with you, him skipping 47, and because of the growth spurt, I think they had plans for him at 47, and him going to 54 straight, and then when he said he wanted to fight Xander, and then what they do? They threw Xander's toughest sparring partner at him, and they threw a bunch of other motherfuckers at him. They threw Nick Flores at him, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody else. And then these last 4 dudes, they didn't think he was gonna beat them neither. So if I would leverage the shit like, hey yo, man, y'all can't start showcasing me a little bit more. Y'all got me early on the card. Still, the sun's still out when I'm fighting. Y'all got me early on the card. Then y'all got me fighting a bunch. Then you move me around. It's like I get it, but bro, and he had the middleweight division, and they got more plans for Troy Isley than him on some real shit.
Oh, definitely, I could believe that. I could definitely believe that.
He got more plans for Troy Isley because everybody pretty much together except for Jahai. Like, I mean, like you got Shakur with the DB3 and then Troy Isley and, all of that. And then when it comes to Jahai, it's like it's Jahai Tucker. It's him and his brother.
Yeah, and that's what it is. He's like the guy standing out on the island by himself.
Yeah, he's the lone Bruce Gas, salute. He's a lone wolf out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he like it. But at 160, it's like, are you gonna fight Troy Isley? You gonna fight Troy Isley or what's up? They just gonna keep, bringing in guys to see if you can just, what I'm saying, last. I think he's pretty much in the Brian Norman Jr. shit. He just don't got no belt.
Yeah. It's like for me, in a position you're in, there might be a way that he could take advantage of it because it just that's just the way it is. So you know what? Go after Shane Mosley Jr. and then you feel what I'm saying? After you beat one of them, then immediately call out what the fuck's his name? Chris Eubanks.
What if you call out your boy?
Who, Hamza? I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that. And that's what I'm talking about because, like, for me, the young guns that I thought was going to, like, take over the division, and I never really see Hamza really at 160 too long. I think he's really going to skyrocket to 75. I think that's where he's really going to try to make his bones at. But at the end of the day, I mean, Chris Eubanks Jr., knock off this Denzel Bentley nigga just to get people to stop talking and then make the Troy Isley fight.
Jahai not even ranked though.
Damn that! Wow, you're right about that. That's the fuck.
Not even ranked. So he just taking who they giving him.
Yeah.
Into the rankings, like Abdullah. You gotta think about it. Abdullah Mason's already ranked.
Yeah.
Jahai's not ranked. I think it's kind of because they're gonna try to use that he didn't stay in a division long enough.
Yeah, that's what's gonna try to
division. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that might be some shit.
Man, go after fucking Ammo Williams too. Fuck it.
He been want to smoke with him, but I'll get back to that. Body was good.
Salute Pop, salute AC. What's going on, man?
What's going on, bro?
Man, just rolling up, talking this shit about last night. All right, let me get through the fight that had me disgusted. Janibek fight had me disgusted. What that guy doing in the ring with you, bro? What you doing in the ring with you, bro? You know what I'm saying? We already ran down his resume. I ain't gonna keep embarrassing him. But what you doing in the ring with you? That's one. I get it. You was in your home, Kakistan. They're gonna make sure you win. I see you tweeting out. We know who you fighting next. No, we don't. We don't know nothing about what you talking about. Ever since you stopped fucking with Buddy McGirt, you don't have the urban community anymore. So, and we started to notice that. Where's Buddy? We don't see Buddy. Okay, you gone, nigga. ep641. You made it. You got that was a glorified spar match right there, bro. Joey, you did exactly what I thought you were gonna do to Joey Spencer. The longest Joey Spencer is still a fucking prospect.
That's it. AJ confidence builder.
I mean, I wouldn't take too much off of it. I'd be like, yeah, I whooped a nigga ass, but shit, I think my little, you know what I'm saying? I think my nephew could have beat that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Joey Spencer was so ready to get the fuck up out that damn ring. When I was just looking at that shit, I rewatched the stoppage like 4 times. I said, man, he was like, man, if you don't hurry up and throw this goddamn towel, he walked off so easy. Like, hell no, bro. You need maybe 1 or 2 more fights before you fight that nigga. If you try to fight Bakaram again, you might want to stay away from him. Go out the Boachuk. Virgil. Yeah, get your fight with Virgil back. But those fights disgusting. I was just like, Joey Spencer, a blown up welterweight? Come on, man. He didn't even look like he buzzed that nigga last night. I went back and watched the whole fight.
When the fight first started, man, I said, man, we had called it already what it was. This was a tune-up that they didn't want to say, but they was saying, I guess, like a get back fight. But this was really a tune-up so he can get back in the mix. Which I don't know what. I guess it is just a confidence boost. I'm not sure what that's going to do for him going forward, other than getting some rust off, getting back active, looking good. But I think all arrows are leading to Keith Thurman because they both had get back fights. Yeah. So that's where they're going to land the plane at between them two, which is good because Keith Thurman ain't been the most active. And you can say Tszyu has been a little battle worn, so he needed a confidence builder. He needed to get in there and show he can let his hands go. Joey Spencer wasn't the guy. And when the fight first started, Joey was doing that. How a big dog getting ready to come up in the yard and you're like, get back. Get back, get out of here. Shoot. He was doing punches like, get back. I was like, man, this man about to get put to sleep. But by that time, I was on fumes, man. I was staying. I mean, that big pause between the last fight and that fight, I was in there. I was doing everything in my power to stay up. And when the fight came on, I just finally said, man, I'm just going to have to catch the highlight. Because I watched the first couple rounds. I said, man, he about to go to sleep. Because ep641 started a little slow. So I went in and went to sleep and caught the highlights in the morning for the rest of it. But like when I see how Spencer was, I was like, yeah, it's just the inevitable, man. He's putting off the inevitable. He's trying to keep that big dog out his yard and shit. He got the broom and he like, get out of here. Ah. So that's what that fight was, man.
All night, that nigga was out there. He was out there like motherfucker, like Damon Wayans running from Mike Tyson. Like, come on, bro. What you like? Anyway, that's what I was like. You know what I'm saying? And then when I think ep641, like, I get he was at home and shit, I was like, nigga, you celebrating like that was what it was. That wasn't what it was. That's not what it was right there. Not at all. But how you feel about Jihad last night?
I was impressed. I mean, I was impressed in the moments, but again, I think I was gonna text y'all, man, and this is not saying like nothing to break up the father son, because I love the coaching. His father even had my lady laughing, especially when he was like, if he headbutt you, headbutt him back, my boy. He kept saying, get him, my boy. Like he had, man, every time he do that, man, he be having me rolling. My lady was laughing. She was like, he can't do that, kid. And she was busting out like, what he just say? I said, yeah, that's some old. If he hit you, hit him back, son.
Yeah.
Like if he headbutt you, hit him back. But like,
That's
it was good
Jamaican
counsel. It was good counsel, and Jahai can show that on command he can do what it was that his father was asking him to do. But I can't help but thinking, man, if he was to call on a guy like Antonio Tarver, if he spent about 3 weeks, intense weeks with Antonio Tarver, because he has everything, he just, I don't know if it's the strategy. I mean, I guess you could say that dude was a tough cookie. I guess he was a slight tough cookie, but like, you see, he got the hand-eye coordination. We talked about this the other day. He got the hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Tim kept saying how he's still slapping punches, or he's not fully turning them over. I can see a little bit about that, but I was saying, same thing I text y'all was he probably need to stand his ground a little more. He need to stay off the ropes, and he need a finishing move. Now he had one. I could see what his finishing move is. But it's like one of them things where it's something he just got to work on, where it's like, all right, once you figure out he can't take this, he can't take that, this is how you finish him. And I think that if he got with somebody like a tactician like Tarver, with the skill set that he had, it could just enhance what's already raw there. But I do kind of agree with Tim that he got to turn his punches over, because he got power. I mean, he was blowing dude away. But he sprinkled that little season on it. He gonna be good. I think it was a little bit of, like I said, in the middle rounds. I guess he was taking breaks, and
well,
when I say falling asleep in the middle, but like I like what I saw from him, and Buddy kept coming. But I think I wanted him to stop dude, man. I want him to stop dude, and if he would do that, people they wouldn't be able to talk like Tim is doing, because Tim was hating in the beginning. I was like, man, Tim, because I noticed when Tim was calling his fight versus when Tim was calling Robert Garcia fights, he wasn't as critical. He wasn't as critical in the beginning. Like everything, Jahai can't get away. That's why I'm glad they did that whole thing where they let his father pretty much coach. The other dude coach wasn't saying much, but his father was talking on. I'm glad they did that, because it stopped Tim from all that goddamn hating and conditioning the fans. It's like,
it's personal.
This is the question. This is what I was going to ask. I was like, imagine if Tim Bradley was a commentator when somebody like Emmanuel Augustus was fighting. He would have spent his whole time saying, "Oh, that's not technically sound. He shouldn't do that." And I was like, that's Jahai's style. Yes, there are things he need to brush up on, but goddamn, Tim,
it's personal. It's personal.
Yeah, because it's like, Tim, you want everybody to fight the way you were trained. And when I think about it, me looking at your career, and I never was a fan of Tim Bradley. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. I was never a fan of his when he was boxing. So it's just like, Tim, you were a decent boxer. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody ain't got to fight like you, because you weren't Floyd Mayweather. You weren't Bernard Hopkins. You were not Roy Jones. Stop talking like you were these guys, like you're some living boxing legend that you were, you just ran through everything, like it just made everybody look easy. I'm like, Tim.
Andre Ward used to look at him when he was saying shit.
Yeah, and Andre used to like, that's the part that I used to love about when Andre Ward be there, because Andre Ward would let him say his goofy shit, But then when you get too goofy, Andre Ward would be like, "Oh, come on, man, come on, you can't say that, man. Look, it's I." And I was like, "Yeah, Ward,
You don't even
get
see
that
what
thing."
you don't have that eye to see. You only go to a certain level. You're here.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
You can't.
but the
You
shit
can't.
with him and Jihad, bro, that shit is personal. Like it's been some back and forth behind the scenes where, you know what I'm saying? Niggas like they think they don't niggas think they don't hear each other. Like, nigga, what was you saying? And then he heard Shy talking about him and he seen some posts and shit like that. So and he was like, yeah, and then they when they in the fighters meeting and shit, yeah, some words exchanged and like I don't like why you say that? Why are you saying this? Like, what's up with the pink slip shit? You know what I'm saying?
Like Tim, you better.
He just fronting like you know what I'm saying? Because like Joe probably still think he beat the shit out of Tim Bradley right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So when you got certain niggas that can't be in the fighters meeting with Tim Bradley when it comes to Jihad, so it's a little personal. That's why no matter how good he's doing, he's always trying to. That's why I don't even listen to him. He's always trying to figure a way to downplay him, and you be like, damn.
yeah.
You got anything else to say, my nigga? Anything else bad to say? Is it
So,
shooting?
and it just brings me back to the point where Tim was doing that interview, and I think a fan had walked by and they told him, "You stop talking shit. You wasn't shit as a boxer." And he was like, "I wasn't shit. I fought Manny Pacquiao. I fought it. You better watch yourself and know who the fuck." I was like, that
You
nigga
like that?
that
You ain't
nigga
like
kicked
that.
the shit out of you, boy.
You ain't like that. You ain't like it, nigga. Word. You didn't like that.
Yeah, he didn't like that because. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Motherfucker act like he know. Oh yeah, hey Tim, tell him, hey yo Tim, this motherfucker, if he getting the pink slip, just letting you know if he don't look good. Anybody telling you that? You get your same itinerary that you've been getting. Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Word. Like we're gonna get to Shakur in a minute too. He need to shut the fuck up. I've been talking to a few people. He just need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, as usual.
I see them hindsight boys. Them hindsight boys are back outside, man. The hindsight boys. I be trying to told you. Man. But
go ahead.
But with Tim, this is what I say. I be trying to give Tim a fair shake because he's doing this job. Like this is the second career he doing it. I give you, but I noticed. I said just like last week when Shushu was fighting, he came out with all that hating shit, and he was talking about everything Shushu was doing wrong. And then when he knocked him out, he was dead silent. And I asked everybody to go back and listen to him. He was dead silent when he didn't say shit when he knocked him out. And then he was like, yeah, man, he did whatever, and then try to. It's like they've been listening to you talk about all these bad things, but Shushu was doing exactly what he needed to do to set Buddy up. But what I noticed this week, when Art Barrera came out, he wasn't doing all that. He didn't know Robert Garcia come up to him in one of the meetings or whatever and swarm his ass. And I noticed he do that to us. And then he, in the middle of fights, he be talking about Core. I'm like, man, people, listen, everybody not gonna box like you. Everybody not gonna box like Core. And when in the vertical on Core right now, or it's like, yeah, he an excellent fighter and all that defense and all that, but they say it's boring. It's like Jihad came with swag. These other guys are coming with swag and something different. They coming with a different element. It's not going to be the way you was taught, to fight. So stop doing it. Stop hamstringing the audience. You know what I'm saying? Give the audience a proper volley. Just call with the easiest thing to do is call with your eyeball seeing. If somebody's landing, talk about that. If somebody do something good, slip something, do a counter, call out the moves until you can develop some love for some of these guys. Because I hate hearing them comment on certain fighters because that's what got him in trouble with the Normans. Yeah. He started that shit with the Normans.
Word.
And now he all like, hey, listen, man, he got everything. I think he on now. No, because now it look like you dick riding, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Look like you just jumped the fence. And so I don't like hearing Tim commentate on certain fighters, man. I think he need to cut that shit out. He need to go to class he need to go sit down with Lennox Lewis and Roy and all them, because Roy didn't have to do it. Roy could tell you what was about to happen before it happened, and he had his little southern flavor on it, his little spin, but it wasn't hateful. He'd be like, now look, I probably wouldn't do this, but he can do this if he take advantage of this. That's how Roy was. You know, he even in commentary he was better than Tim Bradley.
I mean,
You
one
know
of the
what I'm
most
saying?
honest people was definitely Andre Ward. He wasn't trying to tell you, yo, when I was in the ring and this is how I was trained and this is not how you supposed to train somebody. And it's like,
Hey,
niggas don't fight the same, just like niggas don't walk the same, bro. Like, what are you saying?
and he
Like,
got paid way more. You heard?
Hey, look, but I noticed with Ward, if Ward really wasn't high, he'll just be quiet. He'll be a little more quiet. He'll be a little more reserved. He wouldn't talk. Like Tim got to learn how to do that. Like if you ain't got a whole lot of good to say, just point out some key things and let it go and watch the fight and call the fight and be more, I guess, more reserved, and don't just keep spitting out all that shit because you'll hamstring. You'll have the audience thinking, "Oh man, Jahai ain't this and he ain't that," and not watching what he's actually doing in there.
yeah, you just sitting there with a screw face on. Jahai throw a punch. Oh, that punch ain't right. He ain't throw that punch right.
That's why.
That
That's why
right.
I don't
He ain't throw
listen
that punch
to.
right.
That's why I don't listen to him when he fucking talking. I mean, I don't listen to it. I just watch the fight.
Yeah,
I do Chandler Sharp. I don't gotta listen to that nigga.
like
Or I do my own commentating.
you doing that Paulie Malignaggi shit when Paulie was going hard against some of them black fighters that he was covering and shit like that. You doing that right now, Tim? So you need to chill.
Oh yeah, he's Coon Bradley, but
And look, to be honest, some fighter like Floyd got away with doing some shit. Even though we look at Floyd like, man, like we put him up there as far as like supreme, you know, offense to defense, like supreme defense, like got everything, the whole bag, like, you know, up there. He still would do something that if you weren't athletically gifted enough to do, like Floyd was one of the people that could back straight back because he knew his anticipation, he knew what he was going to do, he knew his extra. He could do it over and over again. You couldn't do nothing about it because that was his. But imagine Tim calling him up. There you go, back and straight back again. And he was commenting on Floyd. It's like some fighters do things like Jahai. Jahai might be leaning forward and throw a double hook, a body head, and he might throw three with the same. It's like he can get away with doing that right now, right? And his opponent ain't doing nothing about it. Just find ways to appreciate what these fighters are bringing to the table. Why you commenting? You know what I'm saying?
that's what you need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because to be truthfully honest with you, what the fuck does this kid got to do? You know what I'm saying? He's done everything you want. You want him to get a knockout early, got a knockout early. You want to see if he can go the distance, he went the distance. You want to see how he look in this fight, you see what he got. You want to see how he look after the loss, you see what the fuck else do you want him to do? I mean, where you got a specific weight class for him you need him to go to? Like, and to be truthfully honest with you, no disrespect, but before me and homie fell out, the whole thing was I got from it was you're not gonna Charles Conwell us. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was talking to Ohio and a lot of people was like yo, Ohio, this nigga doing the interview. All right, shit. Because what you call asked me, he was like he gonna pull up today, even though he in South Carolina. Lord, but I was like, oh, and niggas was like Ohio, he headlining the card, blah 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 blah, and he was like, man, yeah, but man, who the fuck he fighting? You feel what I'm saying? And it's his last goddamn fight with Golden Boy, and they think about, you know what I'm saying? They not thinking, but definitely leaning towards moving elsewhere. Not fucking with Golden Boy because you keeping me behind Virgil. Like unless Virgil gets sick again, then you'll push me. But until that happens, and that's a maybe. You may just forget about the whole goddamn division. But so they're not gonna Charles Conwell him. So they definitely could be the ones looking to move over to the Turk or some shit, or because I was at 54. Jahai had 6 fights at 54. What is he?
I get the thinking that Tim is just somebody saying something to the higher ups over there, probably got something going on, and Tim is the bearer of the new, like he's the one that's gonna be vocal, take the same stance vocally that they have behind closed doors. So Jahai know best, man. They got to sit down with the team and figure out if they got real love for him or not, man. Because Tim seemed like he just be carrying the message for what, you know what I'm saying, the powers that be want, you know.
Black
He
on
loud.
black.
So let me ask this question: what would be a good home for Jihad as far as looking for another promotional company?
Right now?
Yeah. Like if he's coming up on his last 2 fights or his last fight, where does he go from here?
Pro box.
He could go down there and dominate. I don't know.
Pro box, boy.
He go to pro box, one pro box, or just like how we were. I was talking to B-Mac earlier, and like people were saying like the same shit. He one of those fighters that if he go over there and fight right now, I don't know how they're gonna do their rankings, but he could catch one of those fights in that tournament in the TKO shit. But I don't know, like.
So what if he signed to MVP and still went to pro box, and then still got on some big ass Jake Paul cards?
I mean, that'll work too, because I mean, but bro, wherever he go, somebody gonna have to believe in him, and they're gonna have, he's gotta be.
I mean, like I'm just saying it like this because I could definitely see him and Baumgartner headlining a card, which I think people would find pretty much interesting. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know,
I mean, Jake Paul will probably change his whole image.
I would say that too, though. I didn't want to say nothing about that, but I would say that too, man. If I was him, I would try to get on some crispy fly shit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I got my edge. Make sure, you know, I would kind of find like go to an image academy, because that's what a lot of these guys being like example. This apply to Richard Torres. He need to get rid of the motherfucking Ron Jeremy mustache and the curly hair. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that shit out.
80s look is not working.
Yeah, like get you an image, bro. Like, get you an image. Like, no, that means a lot. Like, cause you know, it just stand out. Get you a defined image to where every time somebody see, like, oh, okay, cool, that's okay, yeah, I remember this guy. Like, yeah, like do that. But only reason why I say pro box is because one, you don't want to get caught out in no man's land. You go to PBC, you might be in no man's land for a little while because they got you know, they got what they got going on. Pro box, you're gonna stay active, it's gonna be competitive, and you're gonna be able to show out. It ain't gonna be no easy fight. You ain't gonna have to worry about all that crazy stuff, because with Nicholas Flaws being the one defeat that he do have, he went over there and blew up. And like they looking at him and that dude Lester Martinez as those guys. He can go in there and be active. He can rumble like more often. He ain't gonna just sit on the shelf, and they're gonna take care of him.
Yeah. It's he's still gonna need a promoter though if he fuck around with pro box.
I mean, it may be time for, you know what? I mean, shit. It may be time for somebody on his team to step up. Be the fucking promoter. You gotta like in the rap game, you got a fucking legend when it comes to a fucking basically a promoter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? His son, like, come on, one of the sons when it discovered Drake, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you all the money you need. Come on, man, you niggas manage Nicki Minaj and all that. You can find a fucking promoter, man.
But that's the thing. Was Jay Prince on the apron when it was over? Was he?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yo, Jahai wanted, like, listen. Like I said, before me and homie fell out, bro. If you go and look at this shit, but you can't now, you gotta be a member. That which was smart of him. I don't knock that. You gotta fucking like they ride around in Jay Prince Benz during COVID season in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jahai has been loyal to Top Rank, bro. It's like it's time for him to, like, he fought during COVID, didn't have to like niggas laughing like or be like that shit was crazy and shit what happened and shit like that. But like Jahai fought all through COVID, bro.
You know, my cure all is, man, he gotta get in there and then He got a Abdullah Mason some niggas. He got a Tank Davis some niggas, man. That shit cures it all, man. And then after that,
they don't give him them. They don't. But see that's what I'm saying. When it comes to they look at the fighters that he got to go up against, and then look at what niggas that's champions or former champions went up against. These niggas went up against cupcakes. You know what I'm saying? Like Jihad, every nigga that engaged Jihad, if you go back and look at it, he wasn't no slouch. He wasn't no that nigga had something to fight for, all that shit. And you like, what are you asking me for? What are you asking me to do? Like, you want me to give him a boxing shit? You want to see what I got, like long distance? Like what?
But Pro Box is pretty much gonna do the same thing to him. So I mean, it's not gonna be like a blatant setup. They just want the 50-50 fights. So he's still gonna be in tough fights. Does it really get him the exposure that he really needs? Because if you I'm just saying, for me, it's like, yeah, you need a new image, and you need people to see you more. You feel what I'm saying?
I be true.
I don't have an issue with him going to Pro Box because
they don't even know what his image is.
Do his thing. My thing is this. My only problem is this. I don't believe, for me, just looking at how Jay Prince, does his thing. He moves musicians great, but boxers, you don't have a solid record with fucking with boxers. And
he does.
You could call him. You could say Shakur, but is that really
Floyd?
I mean, he do, but he put Jay is behind more of his guys than he is the others. Like,
yeah, like it depends on who guy he is.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
No, he got a presence. Like, he has a strong presence as far as representing boxers. It's just I feel like he pushed certain ones way more, or you see, and you can link up the two. Like, you can link the two together like automatic. Like you can associate him with some of his boxers more at a higher frequency than he do with the other ones. So I don't think he really like pushing Jihad like that. I don't think that they exhausting all their resources with like making sure people know who he
and that's why for me it's like just go over there, sign with MVP.
But no,
MVP gonna put you on the card where you're
not gonna leave Jay though. I'm gonna be like the roster's crazy that Jay Prince got. Like, you gotta think about it. Like,
but it's
he's not gonna leave Jay. I don't think they're gonna leave Jay, bro.
I think that would be a mistake to give the guy who's not pushing you that well that type of loyalty for your career, because
but it's not him. It's top rank.
At this point,
it's top rank, bro. Like,
but I hear what you're saying. But if you got the right promoter that's speaking up for you, he like, yo, what the fuck's going on with my guy, man? Look at what my guy's done. Every tough fight you put him in front of, he showed up, showed out, showed poise, showed his ability to grow and ba. Why is he not fighting at least for an interim belt, or y'all letting it be known if he wins this fight, he get a shot at an interim title or whatever? You feel what I'm saying? Set him up for something. But at the end of the day, after this win, it's like, where does Jihad go? What is he gonna do? And that's gonna be that.
To be with top rank,
that kind of question for him.
It's not who like your team is who you fighting for, who you fighting with. He's in the wrong weight class. They have money behind. All right, they have money.
If you're in the wrong weight class, then you got to make it fit.
The last two weight classes, he's
got Taylor's for
top rank. Yeah, he's in the wrong weight class, bro.
But what I'm saying, Pop, this is why you go to a Taylor.
Wait. When you start thinking about the roster, bro, he's in the wrong, like 160 or 154. He called out Xander. They kind of spanked him for 6 fights since he called out Xander. Now, like, he went from 154 to 160. At 160, they really invested in Troy Isley, not him. But you be honest with you, to be on why he's on top rank, if he was on another platform fighting for a different, you know what I'm saying? Like definitely not Golden Boy, but maybe Matchroom, Pro Box, definitely not PBC, but like something like that, like maybe or TKO where he's gonna be fighting like that, and he's like they're not gonna be disrespecting him, and we don't even know what the rank is gonna be coming from that, how that would even affect the rankings over here once it's just different, bro. So right about now, it ain't them because like Jay Prince I know he gotta be in shape because every time Keyshawn fight, I see him. Every time Shakur fight, I see him. Every time Jared fight, I see him. Abdullah, Jihad, who else on that fucking squad he got down there, bro? Like, he not about to just let that shit go. And he got the money. Money ain't an object.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. Pop. It go back to the first thing I said, man. Jahai, he hasn't got to stop it since June of 2022, bro. I'm telling you, that shit is a cure-all, man. That shit is a cure-all. Even if he
He'll
gets
get a knockout, right?
yeah, he gotta get it, like, cause he's been in since then, he's been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights. He ain't had one in 8 fights since June. And I don't know if it's short notice or he not getting I don't know what it is, but I know on that night.
Ones. It's like the dudes that he's fighting, these ain't dudes that just get knocked out. So in between those 8 guys, right? If you'd have gave him some marshmallows like they be giving everybody else, he knock him the fuck out. But you don't give him no marshmallows.
Well, he gotta know he up against it, and they gotta figure out a way to do it. Whether it's go get with Antonio Tarver, link up with somebody that's gonna just add to the repertoire or give him a different a slightly different eye on things. Because I'm thinking that's the cure all. That and like, you know how Xander got a defined image. Like first Xander had the cornrows and all that at first, and then now he went with the even Steven all around with the sharp edge, and then he come with the blazer on, and he got like they know he got an image. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would say them 2 things, man. Knock a nigga out. And if you're going to incorporate your Jamaican thing, and that's going to be your thing or whatever look it is going to be, get that look and knock a nigga out and see what happens, man. Because other than that, he with Jay Prince, so he getting take care of money. Yeah, you can't say he ain't been that active. I mean, he's been pretty active. He just got to knock a nigga out and get his image defined, and he'll be all right, man. But I'm never gonna be on the Jake Paul train, man. I don't. It ain't enough people over there for him, and they're looking for freak shows, basically, man. They looking. So
I say this, right? This is what I'm saying. When it comes to that, he's gotten work. Like he's been in the ring with Boots. He's gotten work with Bozy. He's gotten work down in Houston, Texas, with he's gotten work, bro. Like all across the board from Texas to Vegas. He's gotten a lot of work. Like, is he a knockout artist?
His last fight was a TKO right before this one. His last fight, he got the knockout.
But what we're saying is he a knockout artist? No.
No, he's a boxer.
He's a boxer.
He's a boxer that can crack. He can be a knockout artist if he goes to someone who's going to show him how to sit down on his shit, be a little bit more methodical, and turn over those punches. He definitely can be a knockout artist, but he can also be a boxer. But for me, when I'm talking about Paul, it's about the ability to, regardless of the freak show, you're going to be dealing with a lot of cross promotion. So you're going to get the eyes on you. You sign with Jake Paul. Jake Paul is not going to be the type of dude that tells you, no, you can't go over there, or we got a plan for you. He's going to say, look, your team knows how to move you, your people. I would suggest you stay with Jake Paul, and then you come over and you fuck with me for some of these big fights or whatever. Maybe it'll be a situation like that, but just doing what you're doing right now. You gave us a knockout right before then. the knockout, a stoppage before that was DeAndre Smith. The knockout before that was Akeem Black. So you giving us some stuff, but lately, yeah, you gone to some decisions and you put in rounds, and this is for me. This is what I want to see from a young fighter. I don't want to see a lot of a lot of knockouts, and I could respect your resume having less knockouts but fought much better competition than a guy who's sitting there 20 wins and 18 knockouts. But you
Yeah, but
knocked out a lot of bullshit though, bro.
yeah, AC. But to your point, right? See that one, that last one, it was in the 8th round. That's probably why it ain't stick out. It was in the 8th round. But
Yeah.
this is the other thing I wanted to say. Jahab, you listening, man? Stop that shit where y'all standing up in between rounds, man. I hate when Boots do it. Jahab was doing it. Stop that shit. That's a 10-round fight. So if you stand up in the middle of the round, you shouldn't have no rush rounds. So it shouldn't be time where they like when Tim like, oh, I guess this is a rush round when he's pretty much no. Stop that shit where you standing up in the corner, man. I know it's a bravado. I know I can't stand when boxers do that. Get your rest. Get your rest. Let your legs rest. Give yourself that break, and then you come back out and give it. And that way, you might not have as many. You might not have to take a whole round off or a minute and 30 seconds out of the round off. That's a pet peeve of mine, and that's not just when Boots do that shit too. And I know it's a certain level of bravado. Listen, he has not stood up, but then you see people gasping or taking breaks and shit. So that's a pet peeve of mine personally, man. Like,
Yeah.
But it was a 10-round fight, and maybe you could have exerted more, did more in that 10 round. That was his first 10 rounder, which is good. You know what I'm saying? That's because people be saying, oh, he hasn't even fought a 10 rounder yet. So he got a 10 rounder on his belt, which is good. But please sit down in between your rounds and get your break. Let your legs and everything rest, and so you can come out there and be fully charged, man, when the rounds start.
Actual facts.
So how y'all feel about Abdullah?
Man,
I think he's gonna outgrow that weight class, bro, pretty soon, boy.
I've been telling y'all, man, that boy.
It look like he gonna outgrow that shit before he even get a chance to really fight for a belt. Like he just gonna wake up like in the next 2 weeks and be like, "Yo, I can't do it." Bro.
I can't make this shit. That's real shit. That's real shit, bro. I've been telling y'all, I'm like, yo, man, that motherfucker like a welterweight, bro. Easy.
He need to go ahead and go to 40. He need to go to 40, man. Like he need to go ahead. I mean, it's some wonderful fights if these guys will fight him, but I don't think the way he looking, I think people are gonna move out the way. And the way he be talking, like when they ask him, even when they try to bait him, the way he be talking is like he really got an appetite for smoke. He really want a shot. I think them guys are gonna maneuver, knowing that he gonna have to keep sucking and draining. Because if that was Ramadan and where he was fasting and doing all that, and it was like hard to make weight like that, he might well go ahead and go to 40 and get his feet wet. And when he had that growth spurt, just be at welterweight, man, where he gonna be, man. And do it early so the rankings and all of the fights and the punch resistance and all that can be taken care of by the time the big ones come. But I think he gonna be up against it because they not getting them big names to do it. I don't got nobody saying I want to fight that nigga.
Nah, I'm not seeing anybody who's saying I want an Abdullah Mason fight.
I'm gonna risk it. Yeah.
I hear Abdullah calling out people, but I haven't honestly heard of it. But let me ask y'all this question. Y'all know about this
that
guy?
can scratch his knees standing up with that kind of power.
Word.
You ain't in no rush.
Word.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask y'all. Y'all heard of this dude, Lorenzo Medina?
No.
Heavyweight. Turned pro when he was 14 years old. He won his opportunity to go to the I think it was for the Olympics, but he turned it down and said, you know what, I'm going pro at like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, I heard of that dude.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
heard of him. Like
Yeah, I heard of him. He be I heard him through TBV. I've been knowing him for about two years now. I known about it for about 2 years now. He if you see him, you wouldn't think he can box the way he boxed because how he
Yeah,
shaped up.
that's what I was gonna say. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, you look at him and you look at his body, you like, oh, this dude about to get slept by anybody.
But he could
Then
box.
when you get in the ring with that dude, that he can move and he can box. Like, okay, all right. You kind of you kind of got my eye. I like the I don't know what when it was earlier this year or whatever, or maybe last year when he called out Richard Torres. You feel what I'm saying? So, well, if there's people are talking about an American, heavyweight, you might want to just look at this guy. He's entertaining though. That I'm not even going front on that. He is entertaining. Whether or not he'll make it to the big leagues and get himself a Joseph Parker type fight or some shit like that, I have no idea. But where he is right now, he is entertaining to me, and he just looks like he's gonna be one of those guys for me that win, lose, or draw, I'm always gonna be checking for him because it's something about his personality that clicks with me. You're doing it from the mud. You feel what I'm from the mud.
He gotta get more active though.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not even gonna try to sell him as a Jared Hurd or I mean a Jared Anderson or Bacoli or somebody like that. He's entertaining to watch though. I just want to see him in a real fight and really make an assessment on him.
He said, "I want to see him in a real fight."
Yeah, because he be doing funny shit. He'll duck up under you and be behind you and do an uppercut and punch you in your chin while he's behind you. Like, yo, who the fuck does that?
I mean, Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, the fighter's sitting there like, the fuck is going on, ref? And the ref is like, nah, fight. It wasn't legal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so he tripped me out with shit like that. So, that's why I like boxers like that. That have that freestyle type of Manuel Augustus type of thing going on with them. Some of them, just some of them. What the fuck is going on out there?
All right, so fuck it, man. We can run it down on this. What do y'all body? How do you feel about Shakur?
Man, hindsight boys is back outside, man. The hindsight boys. I was trying to. I hate being the dead horse, man, but now I'm just now hearing as of today. See, that's why I ain't want, because now they starting to point the fingers. Now they starting to say Turkey, he reneged. I was like, man, listen, man, and I don't know why he went to Matchroom in the first place. I'm like, yeah, y'all niggas is hindsight is 2020 looking asses out. We was saying it in real time. Like, why the fuck is he going over there? It ain't nothing for him. And now he's saying Turkey reneging on the bag and all that. Go, maybe he can fuck with Turkey and stuff. They saying that Turkey is skimming the bag now. It was he gave people that blue magic, man, and then now he trying to give them something. Now you know what I'm saying? He gave him that busting pack to begin with, and then you go back and you like, hold on, man, this ain't that.
Oh shit!
And now people are starting to see. I'm like, man, that's why I be trying to say you got to be forward thinking. Like this is chess, not checker. So now it's looking like he always is. He kind of developing a reputation where it's always some kind of problem. Like they don't want to pay me what I'm worth now, and they want to. I'm like, yeah, but like, what's your expectation? Because you said the Top Rank deal wasn't worth it. And we were saying, well, that's going to lead to you getting all of the fights, and they haven't done you wrong yet by getting you. You what? 2 divisions? You 3 divisions?
3 division champion.
Unified.
Fighter of the year as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so
bro.
And paid. You had your money with your guarantees. The way they let you rake one of your best friends over the cold.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying? So
what more do you want, you little motherfucker?
Like how much? No, the question is how much. Okay, because I'm on it. Like if that was my profession, I don't want you to tell me what I'm worth because I know what I'm worth, right? But like sometimes it's like is the expectation of what you believe you can make, like the potential for you to be able to make this is one thing, but what your market value is, that's a whole different thing. Now I'm not in a place to tell you what you worth, but do you have realistic expectations of what you worth? Because that's based on like you can sell out of New York, so they can keep putting you there, and you can keep doing, you know, the Belonga thing when he was in the garden doing all that. You can do that, but like across the board, like people coming out, people stopping what they doing on a Saturday night to be like, I'm about to go see Shakur. Like realistically, because we all know people. We work with people on the job to where it's like you catch an inkling of what they make, and you like, hold on, man, I run laps around this motherfucker up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're a defensive specialist. You are Olympian. You got endorsements. You got your Reebok joint. You got all that. But like, as far as what you should be getting, your expectation for what you should be getting, is it realistic right now, Shakur?
That's all we're saying.
Because it's not a good look. And then he said now Turkey, the savior who was getting his ring kissed, you know what I'm saying? Right. Now the Towel Boys, I'm like, oh man, that's why I said you need PR, man. That was like, ooh, how you gonna call them the Towel Boys? You might as well say Towel Head, you know what I'm saying? Or do like old dude over there in Chicago is said tablecloth head. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's just as bad, bro. It's like, man, stay off of Twitter, man, and and we were saying, look, AC, you remember when I was saying, why are you going to Matchroom talking about Zapata? Because Zapata's with Golden Boy and the track record that De La Hoya has as far as dangling those carrots, because they already let Zapata get up to have an interim. They've already, that was a 12 round, like this last fight was a 12 round fight. They're advertising him as a champion. He don't need you. Like I was trying to say, listen, y'all got it fucked up. Y'all think Zapata needs Shakur. He don't need him. Nope. And Oscar is treating him like that because they running him around like a champion. So why would you go over to Matchroom to get a fight with Zapata, and now you talking about maybe I should just go with Oscar? Duh!
And here's the thing. You beat the next best thing. Zapata beat the next best thing to Shakur in that division, which was Tevin Farmer. So you definitely don't need Shakur now.
And they market him. You can see they've been moving like they don't need you. I mean, everybody keep tired. Oh yeah, it's gonna be Zapata. And then he's saying he a mismatch, but he want that fight bad. It's like, man, you are a PR nightmare right now, man. Yeah. If I was a true troll, I would be eating all of that shit up. But I'm giving you a break. But I would be eating everything you saying up because you talk too much. And now in hindsight, you should have just went with Oscar. I'm saying, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he had Schofield. If he has Schofield and he has Zapata, he has these fighters over there that you want, because you're not doing the same thing with, you got Andy Cruz right there. That's why I was pointing shots at Eddie. It's just like Conor Ben is over there with Boots. It's like, why are you going up to fight Eubanks, and why is Andy Cruz just sitting there and you got a Shakur? That's that. If you're if Keyshawn saying he don't fight him, y'all on the same label. Fuck Oscar and them if that's what it is. Go beat the shit out of Andy Cruz if you can.
Yeah.
But what? But now you decide you want to go over there with Oscar. Duh, you should have been went over there. You knew you was gonna have to do that anyway.
But don't let a Shakurian tell you, because they're like, yo, Andy Cruz is a step back. Why would he fight Andy Cruz? Why would he do this with Andy Cruz? Andy Cruz ain't did nothing. Yeah, all right. Andy Cruz was in the Olympics and he a gold medalist, but shit, Shakur is a 3-time champion. Shakur is this, and that. I mean, it makes no sense for him to fight him. That's a step back. Okay, that's a step back, but fucking with Joe Cordina, Floyd Schofield, or Josh Padley wasn't a step back.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of your argument. Just help.
They do that. They do that though. They love doing that. That, oh, why would I look back? It's like, you can't play that game but for so long, because it's the same thing we were just talking about Jahai, because he's a tough out. Like, ain't nobody just looking to just go get in the ring with him. But if you pull him up, they gonna say, well, who did he fight? And blah blah blah. But Andy Cruz is more accomplished than that. Andy Cruz had real smoke. He's calling him Keyshawn his daddy. Keyshawn went pro, came back, went to the Olympics, and got smoked.
Yeah,
and he's saying he's allowed to be able to say, oh man, all he doing is using my name. It's like that game only gonna work because guess what? They all rising in the rankings. Moritaja rising in the rankings. Andy Cruz, he's rising in the rankings. It's like they're gonna force your hand, and they're gonna bend you over backwards for that bread, or you gonna have to toss your belt. You know what I'm saying? So you playing with fire.
Exactly. Now I wanted, because I did remember, I was trying to remember, but now that you said his name, there's only one fighter that's actually trying to make a fight, or was saying that he would love to make a fight with Abdullah. That's Mr. Andy Cruz.
They said that was April Fool's.
Okay.
But that came out on the 1st. That was April Fool's.
I mean, that would have been such a strong talking point for Andy Cruz, though. So, but I mean, I did see Abdullah talk about like, yo, if they want to do it, it is what it is.
That's why I say I like his energy, but yeah, that was April Fool's, man. That's like that turkey thing, and I think that was April Fool's too.
Damn. Let me get my Florida Evans on. Damn. But I thought that was huge. I thought that was big, even if it's now a what's the name type of thing. I just was like, woo, that nigga Andy Cruz want all the smoke for real.
But Pop, what do you think about the Shakur situation?
What'd you say?
But what you think about the Shakur situation?
I think what I've been saying, he need to shut the fuck up. We do not need to know the shit that you sent me. We do not need to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You can't see you burning, like, man, you taking I ain't gonna even take no shots at this other guy, man, but like you pulling pages out of this guy. You've been pulling a lot of pages out of this guy book, man, where you getting ready to burn a bridge. Like it was all good just a week ago.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like if my big brother put me on to a job and then I go online complaining about the job my big bro just put me on, people gonna say, you know what? That's an ungrateful dude, because you looked all like you a 14-year-old. You feel what I'm saying? And starstruck ass nigga when we saw the picture of you the first time you and the Turk actually met outside with a camera in front of y'all, and you was just like, I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna be a little bit nervous when I shake your hand. It's whatever, I'm just happy to be here. Now you talking shit about the dude, because you got to understand, whenever there's a big Shakur fight, there's going to be controversy around that fight. You feel what I'm saying? Whether it's a hurt hand or some other bullshit. And it just seems as though whenever there's a really big Shakur fight, there's this kind of drama that doesn't let the fight go on. You said you walked away from the Joe Cordelia. That was supposed to be a $5 million payday. I believe, because the evidence hasn't disputed my conspiracy theory yet, that the fact that Floyd Schofield was ready to fight you, and somebody in Dubai came over and tapped Floyd Schofield on the shoulder and said, listen, enjoy everything, take this money, we still gonna pay you for everything, take the money, enjoy Dubai, blah 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 blah. Because what about all of these investigations? They kept Floyd because Floyd owed money. You're out here making slanderous comments to where you got high officials saying we're going to look into this, and they let you fly the fuck back home, and we ain't hear nothing about those investigations still. When it came down to Josh Padley, you had two choices. Although they told us that Josh Padley was the only one that made weight, but old boy was over there saying, yeah, I was on weight, I was in the gym. So that kind of fucks up, the whole Josh Padley thing, to where it's like, yo, that shit was manipulated. That shit was manipulated to make this man look good. and now you beefing. And they just threw you a bone to make you look good, and you gonna beef with the hand that just fed you?
Yeah, he just said he got the most money, and then they were talking about them numbers, and he was like, "Yeah, we sold and this and this and that." And then this week, oh, he coming with a way lower number. It's like, man, shouldn't have took that to the public, man, because that's not something you take to the public right away, man. That whole quick to, you notice that every Saturday night he's been on this after fights and whatever. He got a tweet, he got to put out something, and it's sensationalism. And it's like, it's just the example, and I'm gonna land my plane right here. If a man go to the doctor and the doc say, "Where does it hurt?" It hurts here. Okay, do it hurt there? Yeah, it hurts there too. And does it hurt right here? Yeah, it hurts there too. It's like the hurting is in the finger, and the guy that's pointing the finger, man, because you can't have all these issues with everybody. It's like a bro who just for whatever reason, no relationship ever worked, like no relationship, and all men is this. It's like, hold on, man. Like, yeah, we understand some bad guys out here, but goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? You ever look on the inside? You ever consider and sit down and say, hold on, man, is it me?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta just say, yo, it's not them, it's actually me. I need to fix me.
In part. You
You know? And this is go back to where Pop was saying, you know, he need that Tank Money fight so he can go get himself together, really deal with his hands, get his mind right. Because you can go on a vacation, like I said before. Some fighters, when you take a long layoff, it could be either good for you or bad for you. It all depends on how you spend that layoff. If you spend that layoff doing the proper thing, then that layoff is going to be the best thing for you. Shakur, you need a layoff, or you're going to lose, and you're going to be forced into that layoff because your mind ain't gonna be right after the loss, and you're gonna be regretting this shit. Like, look, I should have took this layoff a long time ago and got my shit right. Because the path you going right now, it's gonna be some insignificant nigga that's a fucking, spelling bee coach coming out of Uzbekistan that knocks you the fuck out with like 2 knockouts and has a record of like 6 wins and 25 losses. Do you feel what I'm saying? If you don't fix your shit, dude, because there's things you doing that just people who want to see you win, you're not doing those things. You're talking too much. You're tweeting too much. You're burning fucking solid bridges. You feel what I'm saying? These ain't one of those little rope bridges to where you got 3 ropes. You feel what I'm saying? 1 rope for your feet and 2 for your hands. It's not like that, bro. This is a solid bridge. So don't fucking burn it, because at the end of the day, Terrence Crawford did that favor for you. He could have left you in limbo and told you, you know what? Just stay with Top Rank. He said, nah, you can come over here with the Turk with me. And now look at what you're doing.
Hey,
now look at what you're doing.
He painted himself
begging for Oscar. Look like he's begging for Oscar.
Yeah, he painted himself in the corner. Like you done all these avenues. You said fuck Bob. You said fuck the fans. Oh, I'm foreign core. I'm gonna go get with Turkey. And now you blabbing off. I'm waiting to hear from Eddie. I want Eddie to come out and tackle this, because shit, they over there in limbo. That bag that they was getting from Turkey, that when he was financing, that might not go over. So you burn that bridge, you're going to be forced to go over there with Oscar. Because if you don't want to go over there with PBC and you want a multi, you want this, and they don't perceive your value, that's why when Tank said what he said, he wasn't talking about his accolades and what he done in the sport. As far everybody know, he's decorated and got all that fruit salad on his chest. You know what I'm saying? We know that. He was just saying as far as numbers and demand, having all these high demands and this and this and that. Like, yeah, the you got fans that's out there saying it, but like as far as numbers and what they see you worth when they go inside when the suits and ties get in there and say, okay, what we gonna do? That's what Tank was referring to. So you paint yourself in the corner, my boy. You know what I'm saying? You paint yourself in the corner, man. And we're gonna see. You're gonna be forced. And you did something strange for some change with Turkey, in my opinion. But you really about to do something strange for some change. You know what I'm saying?
Word up,
You
because
keep this up.
now that when Tank said that, he said, man, y'all see that picture everybody took? Look like there was a coat. Yeah, you already done kissed the ring. You already done kissed the ring, my nigga. So to me, when it comes to that, I was just like, stop talking. Don't say too much more. Be truthfully honest with you. Now, and the way that you look like, because Oscar said one thing, you added him every time. He never responded. So now he got you. You know what I'm saying? He got you with debate. So now you sitting there. So I wonder what Eddie's saying to you. I wonder what the Turk is saying. Like, bro, you put yourself in that shit because you don't know how to shut the fuck up. To be truthfully honest with people, like sometimes, like, hey, remember, it's like people be like bullying, need to come back. I'm kind of with that because sometimes, hey, yo, bro, like, really? Sometimes, my nigga, you ain't gotta say nothing. And be truthfully honest with you, you can just shut the fuck up. Who you talking to? You shut the fuck up, nigga. It'll be why? You see me? I know how to shut the fuck up. You don't know how to shut the fuck up? Nah, I don't. See, that's why you fucked up right now.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to shut the fuck up, you fucked up. Be truthfully honest with you.
Yeah, because the dude, Shakur could be, his career could be so far ahead of where he is right now. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes things like that just happen naturally in a bunch of in sports and shit like that. But you know, when just because Bud is having issues with Top Rank, that don't make those issues yours.
That's a fact.
You feel what I'm saying? He's somebody else. You were you. So you decided to try to adopt some of Terrence Crawford issues and back your boy, which is all right. I'm your homie. I'll back you. You know, I'll back you on how you feel, but I'm not gonna make those things mine because I still gotta fight. I still gotta feed my family. You feel what I'm saying? And the biggest thing to me that's the problem with Shakur is Andre Ward and Terrence Crawford. Because you automatically think you're on their level because you sparred with them, you worked in the gym, they gave you high accolades, so you like, yeah, I'm on that level right now. I'm on that Mount Rushmore. I just need that one fight just to prove to the world that I'm that guy.
You forgot one, AC. You
Floyd
forgot one.
Mayweather.
Floyd was in that picture too.
Floyd Mayweather. He
Yeah.
he's on that level. And he's not.
You know, and it's just like, bro, run your race. Run the Shakur Stevenson race.
Hey, you know what, AC Clay, man, I'm not about
Yeah.
to give this nigga too much more. Nope.
I just want to say one thing after AC said though.
Go ahead. Nope. He don't deserve it. AC, I'm gonna be truly honest with you. Nope.
Yeah, I'm my plan because I done spoke on this dude too many times and I don't want to do it no more because then you know all the people gonna say I'm hating.
Let me just say the one thing, man, and I salute the D Free, but I'll let D Free have it. But let me say this one thing, bro. It's the approach. It's Shakur's approach to everything. It's like if you didn't see Shakur tweet so much and you didn't see so much of that, I know I had a whole different idea of who Shakur was, and the more and more he started doing, I was like, man, do I know this guy? Because I was making videos about him. I was like, man, I kept it boxing. I was keeping it boxing and what I saw in the ring from him. Then I noticed something changed when he went to 35. But this is the example I'm gonna give. When they asked Tank Davis about Ryan Garcia, right? Yeah, he said this stuff in the pre like mainly the first time when he went on Mike Tyson and said he was gonna knock Tank out in the God told him he was gonna knock Tank out in the second round or third round or something like that. He said, right? When they asked him about him, they said, oh man, he said, yeah, he said he got a left hook. He said, I gotta be leery of that. When they asked Tank about all these guys, he's honest. He don't overdo it. He don't go in there and be like, oh, this. But Shakur is like, I'm gonna beat shit down his leg. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be able to. He gonna be eating out of a straw when he get. Like he over embellishes and then when you see him in the ring and what he do, his fans will be jacking it. They'll be hyping it like what he did to Padley. But it's like for the amount of shit you be talking, we be thinking you about to go in there and put this motherfucker in a full body cast or something. So he gotta cut that out. If he under promised, then he could over deliver. He never does that. Yeah. And like Pop said, you need to shut the fuck up sometime.
Yeah, just everybody just ended with he just need to shut the fuck up.
He need to shut the fuck up, nigga. For real, like, hey, listen. If he was doing this before Frigo, right? If he was doing this to a chick, he'd be the laughing stock of the goddamn town, of the hood, everything. No matter what, he was like, I'm gonna knock the dust off that pussy and then finish it goddamn a minute. Go ahead, Free. Go ahead, man.
That shit is funny.
Oh man, your boy Shakur.
See, look, you see how niggas be talking? Niggas be talking. Yo, I was a Shakur fan for the longest time. Fight. Look how Free looking at me. You know, I'm gonna cook my son's food. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hey, I mean, the whole thing was he went over to Eddie because that's where the bag was at. But now Turkey not trying to give him money. Turkey not giving him the money that he thought he was going to be getting. So now he wants to negotiate with Oscar when you could have just went over there and negotiated with Oscar from the very start instead of signing to Eddie Hearn. Oscar was trying to get you a part of the stable, whether it's a 1-fight, 2-fight deal. I mean, there's a couple of guys that you want to fight that's under Oscar. You said you want to fight Ron. He's under Oscar. You said you want to fight William. He's under Oscar. Why you ain't just go over there? You went to Eddie Hearn, who has Andy Cruz. That's it. You got Andy Cruz. So, I mean, hey, all I'm going to say is, you talking about, hey, we take it the purse bid and all that. All I'm going to say is 2 names. Devin Haney. Remember what happened when he took his fight the purse bid? Nobody bid on it. Nobody. He literally got no bids on his purse bid for what was it, Sandor Martin. They got no bids. So I don't know if you want to take it the purse bid. Because you got to remember, when you take it the purse bid, you're not the A side anymore. You're the B side now. You're not the A side, because if your team don't win the purse bid, you're not the A side. You're the B side. Yeah, you'll get the 70%, or you believe you're going to get the 70%. They might say, no, we're going to make it 50-50. You're going to get the same amount that Zepeda is getting. And we don't know how much they're going to bid for. It might be $1 million, $2 million. We don't know. But all we know is you're not viewed the way you thought you was viewed, because you went over there, you listened to your big brother and said, go over here with Turkey. Well, Turkey ain't viewing you the way you thought he was going to view you. Turkey not kicking out that money. He already got Canelo on a 4-fight deal, and he got to give Canelo millions of dollars. And if the reports is right, the money that he got to give Bud Crawford is probably going to be highly overpaid for that fight with Canelo and Bud. I think both of them guys going to get highly overpaid. I don't think it's going to get the view that a lot of people think that it's going to get, because you got to remember, when Canelo fought Jermell Charlo, they did $700,000. At that time, Jermell Charlo was the undisputed champion. At that time, Jermell Charlo's name was buzzing more than Bud Crawford's name was. I mean, Jermell Charlo is arguably more known than Bud Crawford. So, because Jermell Charlo was associated with Earl Spence, Jamal Charlo, and they was in talks of the Canelo Alvarez for a long time. They was in talks of the Boo Boo Andrade. They remember that. They remember the rematch with Castano. They remember the first fight with Castano. A lot of people bought those fights. So Jermell Charlo is arguably a bigger name than Bud Crawford at the time that Jermell was fighting Canelo Alvarez, and they only did $700,000. So If Jamel and Canelo only did 700,000, how much you think Bud and Canelo really going to do? We just saw quote unquote the card of the century that everybody said was the best card that anybody put on this year. It only did 340,000 worldwide. 340,000 worldwide. And remember, in the States, they was only selling that fight for $25 pay-per-view. In the other parts of the world, it might have been cheaper than that. So in the States, even if you do 340,000 in the States at $25, it's only somewhere around, I think it's like $8 million, maybe less than that. So I don't know. I don't know if Shakur is going to get the money that he expected to get. I don't think he will ever get the money that he expected to get. But it's starting to look like that deal that Top Rank offered you was a lot better than what you thought it was.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you something, D-Free. Just tell me if I'm in the right ballpark because I don't like getting into people's numbers, but between Bud and Canelo, are we talking like, I'm talking about all combined, are we talking about $300 million?
From the reports, it sounds like somewhere around. If the reports that I seen, it was somewhere around 150 because they said Canelo was going to get like 100 million and Bud was going to get like 50 million, something like that. So it's like 150, somewhere around there, which is still overpaid. Because I think combined, they probably should get 50 million.
Because look, combined. You know how in football, sometimes like it's been years when Tom Brady didn't wear him out so that the team they will have some money on the cap. But when you got your headliners getting that much and they gotta and then the rest is shoestring the budget, it's like what's gonna be left if you giving them kind of guys that money and there's no track record that you're gonna be profitable in the fight. So where is the money?
And see, this is the thing. Like, this is what people don't realize. Like, everybody says, "Oh no, it's going to do better than Jamel. It's going to do this. It's going to do that." You got to remember, it's being viewed on the zone. A lot of people don't have the zone, unless you're a diehard boxing fan. Most people don't have the zone in the States. They got it overseas. Yes, they got it overseas because that's a high view app that's overseas. It's based off of the sporting events overseas. In the States, it don't really show any events in the States outside of maybe a soccer game, maybe a boxing match. That's the only thing that it really shows in the States. I mean, they might have a couple of other things that I might be missing, but for the most part, it's basing everything from overseas. So you gotta remember, the people are not going to buy it like that. They're not going to spend $25 for this app just to watch one fight. They're not going to do it. They're like, well, I'm only getting it for this one fight. Nah, I just rather go to Dave and Buster's and see if they got it or something like that. Or they're going Buffalo Hot Wings.
But I thought Turkey had an endless Santa Claus bag.
Well, you heard the reports of what he's supposed to be doing for this TKO series, how these guys are going to get paid. If it was like that, then he wouldn't be paying those guys so little amount of money.
I thought he had a bottomless bag, man.
That's what everybody wants you to believe, but the truth of the matter is the money that Turkey that everybody is reporting is the money for sporting as a whole, not just boxing, for all of their sporting.
And that's the part I keep trying to tell. That was the part I kept on trying to tell people. No, it's 700. That's not just for boxing.
It's the same.
So
it's the same thing like what. Yeah, it's the same thing like with Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime sporting portion of Amazon Prime, they have I think it was like $160 billion towards the sporting. That wasn't just for boxing. That's for football. That's for boxing. That's for whatever other sporting events they put on. That's for all of the sporting. Now they might have a portion out of that 168 billion that's going to boxing, but it's not the whole 168 billion.
Exactly.
So That like people hear the money and they automatically say, "Oh, it's only for boxing." No, it's not only for boxing. It's for everything that they do with sport, because they got to remember he's in charge of sporting events for the Saudi Arabia. He's not in charge of just boxing. He's in charge of all of the sporting events in Saudi Arabia. So they gave him money for the sporting events in Saudi Arabia, and a lot of that money has to get approved by the prince. If the prince don't approve it, they ain't putting it on. That's why they said they wanted to start doing more events in Saudi Arabia, because the prince said, I'm not funding anything outside of Saudi Arabia. If it's not helping Saudi Arabia, I'm not funding it. You have to take your own money and make that.
And on some, just to be on some political shit, Saudi is getting themselves in a bad position. So a lot of these fights gonna have to only happen in Saudi, because they not looking too good on the political spectrum right now. So they're involved in some shady shit. And it's just not looking good from that geopolitical standpoint. But at the end of the day, I keep trying to tell people billionaires are not stupid with their money. Just because you got billions and trillions of dollars, you just don't throw your money away. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's gotta.
I'm gonna tell you another thing
Go ahead.
Y'all got to remember, who's the only person that got a multi-fight deal with Turkey?
As far as I,
Canelo Alvarez.
Yep.
Canelo Alvarez. They are already talking about what fights they're going to do for Canelo Alvarez. You ain't hear anything about Bud Crawford. So if that fight is a little close, don't be surprised if Turkey go over there and say, "Hey, Canelo, you down 2 rounds, dog. You down 2 rounds." Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
uh-huh.
I'm just saying, he got the money. The money is on Canelo. They don't know if Bud going to be fighting after this fight. They probably thinking the same way we think. They thinking Bud going to take this fight, whether he win or lose, he going to ride off into the sunset with a money bag.
Yeah,
I haven't heard no future fights for Bud. The only fight that I heard is the Canelo. That's it.
All that crazy talk coming from Bud. Yeah, I'm going back down. I will go back down to 54 for what? For what? What's there? Like, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So I'm still gonna be on that same, same.
That's why I want Bud to go in there and whoop Canelo. I hope he does. I like I said, I keep telling people, I hope Bud goes in there and beat Canelo. I hope he go in there and knock Canelo out. I don't see the knockout happening, but I hope he go in there and do just like Bivol did, go in there and beat Canelo from round 1 to round 12 and win that fight, because you can go home as the undisputed champion at 168 and never have to fight again. And Canelo could take another loss on his resume. I hope he does win, but I just don't. I see it very unlikely for Bud to win that fight.
Possible.
I mean, like I said, if he go in there and shock the world, hey, I'm happy for him. Like I said, I'm rooting for him the entire fight. I'm gonna be like, man, Bud, do this, Bud. It's open. I'm gonna be doing that the whole fight, but I don't know, because it's like I said, he didn't have his best performance at his first fight at 154, and that very well could have been just the fact of Magnumov was a little better than what Bud thought. But then we see Magnumov go in there with daggone Virgil, and Magnumov look like he ain't belong in the ring with Virgil. Virgil made easy work out of Magnumov. So I'm like, okay, at first maybe I thought it might have been just Magnumov, but then I seen him in there with Virgil, and I'm like, okay, he didn't look this bad against Bud. He looked a lot better against Bud. Is Virgil better than Bud? I don't believe so. I believe Bud beats Virgil easy. But it didn't look that way. But I think it's the ring. I think it's a little bit of the ring rust, because the last time he had fought was Earl Spence.
Yeah.
And then he got in there with Magnumov. Now the last time he fought was against Magnumov, and now you about to get in there with Canelo in September. You fought Magnumov in August. You about to be out the ring for another year, and now you about to get in there with the best guy at 168. And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, y'all forgetting about the skills that Bud Crawford." No, I'm not forgetting about the skills. I think y'all forgot about the skills of Canelo.
Yeah,
We know Bud got skills, but ain't nobody talking about the skills that Canelo got. Canelo ain't winning these fights just because he's a big puncher, because he's not knocking everybody out. Canelo got a ring IQ. He got a ring generalship. Canelo got a daggone high experience level. He fought a lot of big name fighters. Some of them was in the top of their game. Some of them was on their way out the door, but they were still veterans. And Canelo learned through all those fights. Canelo gained experience in what type of fighters what type of fight he need to go in there with. He learned experience. Even with the Demetrius Bivol fight, he lost that fight, but he gained some experience from that fight. So every fight you go in there, you gain experience. Whether you win or lose, you gain experience. So I just don't. I'm not overlooking Buzz skills. I think a lot of people are overlooking Canelo's skills.
All right. So, before we get up out of here in a little bit, what y'all think about it? Because the next big fight is Boots versus Stanionis.
I think it's going to be a tough fight early on for Jerome Boots Ennis, because I think Stanionis is going to put the high guard in and he's going to come forward. He's a durable guy. He doesn't have a lot of head movement. He doesn't do anything that Boots should be worried about. I mean, he doesn't have one punch knockout power. He's an accumulation of punches. I think he's tailor-made for Boots. I think eventually Boots will beat him up. Will Boots knock him out? I don't know, because like I said, Stanionis is a durable guy. I mean, if Boots does knock him out, it put a lot of people on notice. People going to say, okay, maybe Boots is what we thought he was, because there's a lot of people that think that Stanionis is going to beat Boots. There's a lot of people think that, especially after the second performance he had with Kern, there's a lot of people that think Stanionis is going to beat Boots. So if Boots go in there and he knock out Stanionis, I think it's going to be a lot of people eyes open. They're going to be like, oh, we didn't see that coming. So I think it's going to be tough early, but I think Boots is going to figure him out, and he's going to use his boxing ability and just outbox him. And if the big punch land, I think Boots is going to capitalize on it.
How you feel, buddy?
Man, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think that I don't really see a stoppage in this fight. You know, if Boots can do it, then yeah, I would be impressed. If he can stop Stanionis, I would be very impressed. I don't know whether or not it was in the contract for him to that 10-pound rehydration. I don't know if that's in there, like, because it's a unification, but sometimes they say they will. It's not in there.
Nah, not when a unification. When there's two belts on the line, they throw out any stipulation that's considered for one belt. So that stipulation is not put in.
Yeah, I figured, like, traditionally they won't, but they say they can be negotiated, and I don't know. I think maybe we talked about that a little bit the other day, where Boots might have more power because he been fighting under that IBF and defending it and not being able to hydrate. But then AC brought up a good point to where that could tap into the gas tank a little bit, you know. So I think there's some factors in there. I like Stanionis' mindset going in there, you know. And I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm excited about this fight, man. And I honestly believe Boots is gone after this fight. I think he keeps saying something about having a ring and being unified, and I think that's all the accolade he need to go ahead and get the fuck out the way of welterweight and go into 54 and have some leverage. And I'll land there.
Me, I think it's gonna be an interesting fight. I'm one of the people that feel Stanionis could beat Boots. It's when I'm gauging what I'm saying at this point on, based on what I'm seeing, just by the training regimen that Bosey's putting out there. I see Bosey has a lot of fighters, or I've seen a couple of fighters of his show up on Pro Box. They all fight like Boots. All of them fight like Boots. Whether you see the flaws and some of the problems that Boots have, you see it in these other guys. So I'm actually now leaning more towards the upset because that gym fights in a bubble. Even though they do great sparring work for other champs and they have a great reputation for putting in great work, but to me, they're fighting in a bubble. Everybody I'm seeing coming out of that gym has that same fighting style and not too much of a different variation. To whereas you get a tricky fighter that just can turn with your fighter and has pop, they're going to beat any fighter coming out that gym any day a week. And that's where I land my plane. But I'm expecting Boots to win. But I'm just gonna stay with that aspect of it, not try to flip flop. I'm expecting him to win, but I'm believing in an upset, which may sound weird and goofy, but I don't know.
And on that note, hey, Free, y'all jumping on later?
Say that again.
I said, y'all jumping on later?
Yeah, I think we're gonna come on probably like around 7.
All right, because I may jump on again later, man, just because I know how y'all be running. BVO be acting like, you know what I'm saying, he's Stephen A. Smith. Man. But anyway, you know what I'm saying, I fuck with him. I see it as this: Boots need to show up, show out. Technically, since the lineal's on the line too, he should whoop homie's ass. Prove that he is who he is, and take control of this division. Because if he don't, he gonna have some answers. Because I'll be real with you, as much as he can make the weight, bro, that picture of him and Joseph Brown together, and we already know Boots is like, yo, bro, Boots is a big ass kid, man. Word, that's a big boy. Eventually, no problem. That boy be at 154, 160, easy. So if he ain't fighting for a title, I think everybody else is out the loop. He might as well move up. And on that note, I'll leave it on that. I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Great cook. And we up out of here.
Yeah, one more thing. Richard Torres is trash.
Go ahead. He ain't look good last night at all.
Nah, he ain't look good last night.
You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, yeah, Richard Torres is, back to Jared Anderson.
Exactly.
I'm going to holler at y'all. Bodywork, HC, we up out of here.
Peace.
Yo, peace.
Searching for words, a lone wolf immersed in the herds of lamb chowder, tame powder from the first to the third. The manpower when the merchants are served would only wait and flood them with gram showers when the thirsts emerge. Just like I'm here to live my life as a sin. I'm only human in class, the only student, so I'm writing within. No need for pen, no need for piece of paper. I need a wind, I need the weed and vapor. Leaf flouted in the need of baker. Annihilation after hibernation. Hunger pains after the prioritions, praying under condensation. The thunder came amongst the sod of Satan. The sun is changing and the flies blazing patient and my time is racing. And I rely on intuition, but we stand in a demand and our supply is insufficient. What we do, expand the grams and cut the ties within the vision. What that bring, hand in hand, split it to prize and was the mission. There's a jungle in the streets outside, no man is safe. There were hundreds of police outside, we can't escape, we dying. Can't relate, but we try it and can't erase. Forgive and not forgive, that we strive and stand with fate, but it's hard. I write my life in every single song. If you relate, then you can sing along. Strive to stand with fake, but it's hard. Write my life in every single song. If you relate, then you can sing along. Woo!